Basically, treat me like an idiot who doesn't know what's interesting, because that's fairly accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. So why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm a 27-year-old man. My name's Nick. I have been doing theatre for almost a decade now, actually. I started my university career at Waikato University. Then I went down to Wellington and finished my undergraduate degree at Toria. Eventually made my way back up to Hamilton, and I've been working on my masters basically since then.
Go!
Planes is a really interesting play, actually. I've sort of been working on it in a way for around 4 years now. The guy that wrote it was my flatmate while he was writing it, and we spent quite a lot of late nights up together having coffee and discussing narrative and basic grammar. The play itself is a sort of post-apocalyptic comedy. Those words don't normally go together, but I think it justifies itself in the end. It's dark and gritty and surreal, absurd, but it's got a lot of heart to it, and a lot of meaning, actually. Nice little small moments where you don't necessarily laugh out loud riotously, but you have a chuckle and think to yourself, yeah, that was good.
Liquid bodies!
I've been developing this program for a few years now. I was first inspired by Anne Bogart's Viewpoints work, which is basically a system for the extension and development of an actor's physicality that's focused largely on choreography as its tool. Now, I've experimented a couple of times now with using viewpoints in performance, and the conclusion that I came to was fundamentally that it's not useful for performance, but as a means of purely expanding an actor's physical repertoire, it's amazing. It's a tool that can't really be beat. So I've developed it further through quite in-depth research, both practical and theoretical, to be a more all-encompassing system that looks both at the basic mechanics of an actor's movement and also at the basic mechanics of oral expression, which is to say sound, not necessarily that produced by a human's voice though. So it's any sound that exists within the theatrical space.
Trying to land at the same time.
There's a particular little warm-up exercise that I like to take my actors through pretty much at the start of every rehearsal, called Die. And it's this little game that I got from a guy that I worked with while I was in Wellington. He was one of my tutors. And I just... I remember hating him for it while he was taking us through the exercise. Basically, he'd just tell us to run around the room, running ourselves ragged, and shout "die" every now and then. And we'd have to just drop, no matter what we were doing. And then he'd yell "get up," and tell us to keep running again, all the while laughing like a maniac. So, it was brutal, but it really worked. We all felt like we were a team, and we were all looser, and we were definitely warm. So that was quite fun. Okay. Oh, I'm the director, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that.
That's it.